Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we have another one by 50 Cent, and I have to say, 50 has been on a run for the past 2 weeks, is giving us a lot of hope and a lot to talk about after all we got initially were clues and hints about new music. For those of us who other fans thought to be just reaching, 50 Cent has done a great job in confirming what we believed for a while. So shout out to 50 and go check out the latest season of Power if you can. So at first, it all started with the clues that I believe Eminem himself was dropping around on the internet after he discovered that fans will read meanings into anything after he posted new merchandise from the Shady store that people believed to be a hint of MMLP 3. And after that time, all we got were hints in the forms of strange uploads that piqued the interest of fans. I did a summary of all the clues before 50 Cent's confirmations began, which you can find at the link that pops up now. The clues were put in place to cause more confusion, although it was an indication that Eminem was indeed working on something new. That was all good until 50 Cent first hinted that Eminem was indeed working on something roughly 2 weeks ago, and back then in that interview, 50 Cent also confirmed that Eminem sent him a record which he's working on, and you can find out more on that at the link that pops up. So with all the clues that sent fans into a frenzy, 50 Cent was indeed the first to confirm that Eminem was working on a new album, and after that happened, associates of Eminem and Dr. Dre have come out to also state the same thing or hint at the same thing, and it was Big Boy who brought Dr. Dre into the discussion when he claimed he even heard a couple of songs which he described as fire. So now in a more recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, keep this publication in mind, I'll get back to them later on in this video. So 50 Cent was asked by the interviewer about working with Eminem and Ed Sheeran on Remember the Name that was on Ed Sheeran's latest album, and 50 Cent explained how that happened, which was a case of being in the right place at the right time, because Eminem and Ed Sheeran were already planning a record, and 50 Cent just happened to be there, and Ed came up with the idea that why don't they all do the record together. 50 Cent explained that this caught Eminem by surprise and proceeded to confirm that he's featured on Eminem's next album, and I quote 50 Cent here. "I got another record from Eminem he sent me for his new album." Now before we continue, remember to smash the like button if you enjoy content like this, and the likes are like air for the channel. It keeps the content flowing and it is free of charge, so smash it. And if you're new here, also hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss a video. So notice how when all the clues were popping up here and there on the internet, the conversation was focused on if Eminem was working on a new album, and now we are already getting confirmed features, since news about a new album coming is now old news, I presume. This is great news for us, but I don't know if it is great news for Eminem and Dr. Dre, but thanks to 50 Cent regardless, and I've got something else to point out in this video. Now, The Hollywood Reporter did this interview, and although some of you guys have forgotten, this is the same publication that wants Eminem to retire and took part in the collaborative effort to take a dump on Kamikaze. But since it was a surprise album, their reviews didn't matter, and if you missed my recent video about Kamikaze, it just went platinum in the United Kingdom, and I gave more updates in that video, which you can find at the top right corner. Now we all know that Kamikaze was hugely successful, the best-selling hip-hop album globally in 2018 according to the IFPI, but here's what The Hollywood Reporter had to say about Kamikaze. The headline, Eminem's surprise album Kamikaze is an epic fail. Now if you still wonder why this channel is focused on the positives of Eminem, you have one more hint, since this is what publications focused on when Kamikaze came out. There's more. The record is the work of an aging artist trying and failing to remain relevant by acting out. The artist failing to remain relevant came out on top in 2018 for hip-hop albums globally. Overall in the United States, across all genres of music, Eminem also came out on top for overall album sales in the country, according to SoundScan and BuzzAngle Music. So we are now at a time where the top artist in the industry is considered to be irrelevant by a no-name critic. We know what critics love to do, but they can't take what they give out. They hate it when they get a taste of their own medicine, which is why many reviews of Kamikaze sounded like this one from The Hollywood Reporter. You need to watch out for any reviewer that sounded like this even on YouTube, because it shows that they can't take criticism despite making a career out of criticizing much more accomplished people. Eminem took aim at them and they didn't like it and got all up in their feelings when they reviewed the album, which is a disservice to their viewers. The market spoke before they could form their opinions and poison the water, so the reviews didn't matter. Kamikaze #1 for the year despite conniving reviews, and I just wanted to remind you guys of this publication. So back to the point. Now that 50 Cent confirmed to be featured on Eminem's next album, what do you guys think of this? I've loved all the songs they've done together, and I was just listening to Spend Some Time from Encore when I saw the news, one of my favorite tracks from Encore. Leave your thoughts below, like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.